Hi guys, Benny here. Welcome to part 5. Now everything that is said and shown is fully backed with proof that can back my story. Any photos shown are all located or was displayed to the public at that point in time. Now I also need to add that this is not a hate, what did they say it was? Oh, it's not a hate speech. Okay, there is no hate in this, and if somebody takes this as hate, then that's on them. This is what we dealt with in this PNC, and we have the freedom to freaking speak how we like. You know, when we're not adding anything to this, what you see is what you get, and this is what we got, what we suffered with. So, delete my account, do what you need to do. I'm going to come back, and I'm going to keep coming back until everybody knows what you lot did. So, let's get on with the story, shall we? While we still can. Alright, now Kayla, this is who we're up to for now. So let's skip to this woman. This woman here is who we're going to talk about, along with Tamara, because they're both best buddies. So when you first meet Kayla, she acts like she's your best friend. She calls you babe, darling, hun, you know, all the pet names, really. And makes you feel like she's someone you could talk to. Making herself out to be the great person. And yes, I really believe she was. Kayla never gave me a reason to believe or to think that she would ever lie to me. She never gave me a reason to believe that she was a liar, possibly because I was new to her friend, new to being her friend. And I chose not to take, you know, other people's side of stories, and I chose to take her how I saw her. However, this woman has to be one of the best liars my husband and I have ever met. And I've met a few crazies in my life, but my golly, this woman takes the cake. Kayla can look you straight in the face without any guilt and tell you one of the most perfect lies ever. And trust me, it is very believable. Now, we came to meet Kayla when I started volunteering at our school. We started chatting on the 26th of March 23, not long after I was elected into the secretary in the PNC. She was a good friend for a few months. We got along really well. And I even tossed on whether to talk about her on this podcast or not. But Ian reminded me that she was part cause of some of the problems that went on, lying to other executive members, which caused Kayla's many faces to appear. I actually believe Kayla started part of our fight with Denny. Okay, so Kayla was also best friends with Tamara, and one of the employees Tamara had employed under Tracy, the canteen manager. Being new to meeting all that helped out in the PNC, I watched and learned as the weeks passed. Tamara had told me personally that Kayla was only employed into the canteen because Kayla was likely to cause problems about other employees having the job she wanted. So Tamara felt to keep the peace she would have to employ Kayla too. When Kayla left the executive position back in May 2023, she continued to stay in everyone's ear in canteen, which was causing problems. So Tamara was good friends with Tracy, and for the past 4 years of Tamara being in the executive position, she ended up being Tracy's to-go-to person when needing help with the canteen. After weeks of myself helping everyone out by volunteering in canteen, it helped my personal life. So Ian and myself became more active with the school and helping our teachers, and also dressing up and treating the kids on special occasions, like Christmas, an example here. This is when we first started out at the school. We actually handed out teddy bears that day. Then we helped with Easter. We didn't actually have Easter bunny outfits, so we wore Care Bears that day. until we actually got Easter Bunny outfits, so as you can see here. So we handed out lollies and toys. So we even turned into birthday clowns for the students. And here we are. By going to their classrooms dressed up and delivering ice cream cake with fairy bread and singing happy birthday to the birthday kid. I was actually happy for the first time in a long time. It was a good feeling being out there helping out again. We never asked for handouts or compensation for all the toys and lollies we gave. It was just a giving back to the community. Treating the kids and seeing smiles was our highlight. Money didn't matter, their happiness did. I started talking with Kayla daily as we spoke a lot about how our days were going, our families, our struggles. Kayla really turned into my best friend. I could go to her for almost anything. I missed the Kayla I believed was true to me. But was she really ever true? Or was it just another face? Now, Tamara left, caused problems with us, then got suspended for the damage she was doing to the parents in the P&C. We believed we were the first parents that spoke up about Tamara's wrongdoing. Everyone else was just too scared to, and they'd leave, with not volunteering again while she was in charge. In the start of my podcast, I spoke about how Tamara was taking over my job. But it wasn't just mine, it was everyone's job, and I complained about her doing mine. I spoke to Shazma as she was the president, and she responded with my complaint. She says, "Yeah, I have noticed she likes to do all roles. I was keeping an eye on it. If she steps down, then things may settle down a bit, but I don't know. We need to go over your role and see what your job is. I'll have a look at your role later and see what I can come up with. I know you're supposed to be doing the social media stuff, and I'm aware Tamara was doing that. I'm aware you haven't asked her to do it for you, just to help. That's what we agreed at the last meeting, for you to do the social media." So now, before Tamara got suspended, but after she left her vice president role, Tamara stayed involved in still helping out in the P&C committees. Now, the committees are the extended parts, just in case you forgot, but is also explained in the beginning. So still trying to control everyone's roles and not listening to anyone, Shazma, the president, messaged me, and I spoke to Kayla about it, as Kayla was involved she was the chairperson of the event canteen committee. So pick 8. Our normal conversation, as you see, she says, "Hey gorgeous, how is your night going?" Alright, I said, "Oh, not too bad. Trying to tell Shaz to stop listening to Tamara and putting you in there." So I said, "Not too bad. Did I say that?" Sorry, I'm just reading everything off paper and also on screen as well, so it can be a bit tricky. Alright, anyway, so my comments, so these screenshots you see on here, let's blow them up to what I actually said. And she says, "I don't know how much more I can take from her, to be honest, Benny. She's draining me and my team. It's shitting me. It's the whole thing with her trying to organise the canteen committee and event committee. It's gotten to me." I said, "I'm hearing you. Trust me, I hear you. I don't understand why that scribbled out is our principal of the school, so he's not involved with this, so I've left him out. Has had enough. I don't know why he just doesn't tell her to bugger off. When you feel better, tell her I have to be in both committees." And now she didn't know I had to be in both of these, because being the secretary, I had to report on every meeting, as you would know. Now the next one says, I said she can't be boss of the event one, as Kayla needs to. She was the one, she's the one asking what I think of her ideas to get things rolling. So Kayla needs to be in the canteen one too. In the report last night, she asked for Kayla to take over her roles. So Tamara asked because she was leaving. Saying, yep, I need to be part so I can address the PNC and get the approval of what the subs and the events decide. So as you can see, I did screenshot her. This was the secretary's job role. It says taking meeting minutes. This includes subcommittees. So that's what I had showed Tamara. She goes, okay, I'm going to get Kayla to message you. I said, yes, she's got fantastic ideas. They need to be heard. And message me. Yep, that's what I said. And I said, see, Tamara wrote it. I must abide by the rules. You'll see Tamara's name down here. So it was her, when she was present, wrote these rules out. I had to be there. So, you know, I can't do wrong. I'm not allowed to, right? Alright, so what number are we up to? 11. Alright, so that's the end of the pics for now. So Kayla was telling us that Shazma, our president, had to decide on what side she was going to be on, as Tamara kept in her ear, filling her head and making it hard for Shazma to make her own decisions on how to do her role. Tamara made all of us struggle at the start by not letting go and still trying to do every role in the executive positions. I spoke to Kayla about it. So we go here. She goes, the whole point of having a PNC is for the kids, babe, not to entertain people and their poor behaviour. I have watched Tamara get away with it for far too long. I just hope the same mistakes aren't made with Shazma. I said, oh, that's a hard one. If Tamara is in her ear all the time, then it will be. You can see how she spoke to me because of her. This is a problem we face. Unfortunately, Shazma needs to make a choice, the PNC or Tamara. And that's as simple as she can have it. Her cake, or she can't have a cake and eat it too. And think this behaviour is okay. I won't treat a feral animal this way, let alone another human being. So, Kayla's view towards Tamara is strange, as they are supposed to be good friends, right? Her choice of words say a lot. Anyway, during the meeting when Tamara officially resigned, she sat next to Kayla and Mel, and according to Kayla, Kayla felt sick and anxious. Why? They're best buddies. Now, before I go into that picture, now Mel is another PNC member that was part of the subcommittees. She was also very two-faced. She led me to believe she was my friend, but then backstabbed me to other parents. She blocked me after getting as much info out of me as what she could. And what else have we got here? And she was very concerned about my personal life, I have to say that. Her two faces, you could very well see clearly, where Kayla could hide hers. And that was an issue. You know, Mel was easy. We could just shoo her away, you know, shoo fly type of thing. But Kayla was different. Very different. Anyway, I'll show you the picture. Where were we here? I said, she says, I'm glad he is backing you on this, hon. Okay, so this was where you know, Tamara was having issues with me as usual. I was talking to the principal about it, and this is where Kayla was commenting back, saying she was glad that he was actually on my side. I said, yeah, I tell you, it made me feel my normal self again, and it did, because I literally felt like I was failing, I was falling, I didn't know what to do. Anyway, she said, you should never have to deal with that type of behaviour, or people coming at you like that. Tamara needs a good fucking hiding, or a bullet will suffice, and I hope for Gabby's sake she wakes the fuck up and stops believing the lies and bullshit being fed to her. Oh my goodness. I said, yeah, me too. Gosh, I'm lucky to have you to chat to. Oh damn, Anne just walked in, let the fun begin. Okay, so it went back to, you know, that cleared out. Anyway, we spoke a lot about Shazma and Tamara at the start. Even though Tamara was suspended from the PNC, she did find it really, really hard to walk away. But her attitude and the way she spoke to a lot of the parents, including volunteers, drove a lot of people to not want to come back. So Tamara was eventually removed from both subcommittee group chats, as myself being the secretary had to be in every meeting, as I showed you in the picture, that was held, and Tamara didn't want to be anywhere near me. The feeling was mutual, in the end anyway. She was nice to me, I have to say I did like her at the start, and I figured it was really kind of cool having a friend again, because I do isolate myself a lot. But anyway, Kayla was excited about her being removed. Kayla even went on to say, "She is absolutely pathetic, honestly, but I'm so happy she's gone." Okay, that was the next picture. Where are we here? Oh yes, sorry, I may have missed the part here. So this has actually made me really angry, especially after seeing such a positive meeting. It really went good. She didn't like it, so the fangs come out. It also made Mel sick to the stomach when Tamara sat with you guys. She told me today. Mel wasn't the only one that felt that way, hun. I felt very much the same, and all I could do was laugh. I felt so anxious and my heart was going through the roof, and all I could think of was protect Mel at all cost. I said, "No, you're a blessing in disguise." Okay. Now that did say a picture. Okay, that's 14. So picture 15 is the one I need to show you, which is the next one. Oh yes, here. I said, "Man, I should join up with everything at the school. It will keep Tamara out." I said, "How fucking childish is this? Is she really though? But hey, if it keeps me at bay, sign me up." Ha ha ha, And she says, "She's absolutely pathetic, honestly, but I'm so happy she's gone." Alright, so as you see, Tamara did as she pleased, didn't follow any PNC rules. As if she did, she would know that Jody would have to be voted into the canteen committee. Even if she worked there, she wasn't allowed to be part of the committee, as explained in the first podcast. So, and I'm guessing that this one here was about that, possibly. Yeah, so Jody needed to be removed because she wasn't a member of the PNC. But Tamara just went and added everyone she felt like. So there are sort of boundaries for that. So unless you're a member of the PNC, you can't actually be involved in the committees unless you sign up. And there's not much to it. Our first PNC meeting after Tamara left went smooth and incredibly well. Even the principal congratulated us on a well-run meeting. So Tamara didn't like the fact the PNC was doing a fantastic job without her, controlling us, and she plotted her revenge attack towards me, with Gabby. This attack, along with Tamara's mediation and removal from the PNC committee, was talked about in part 2 of the podcast. So if you missed that, backtrack, go back to part 2 and have a listen. It's always good to start at the start anyway. But let's just revisit the mediation part for a little and see Kayla's involvement in this. Now remember, Kayla and Tamara are best friends. Mine too is supposed to be, but anyway. Now before the mediation happened, Kayla told us that Tamara had called the police on her. Apparently Kayla made her feel threatened. So the police rocked up at Kayla's house and gave her a warning. Let's skip over to here. Alright, so Kayla says on the 17th of May, "Well, shit blew up last night and I almost ended up at Tamara's. It was close, but I switched my phone off. I had a shower and cried and cried and cried and I went to bed. LOL. That was funny, wasn't it? I'm okay, just not in a good headspace today. So if I'm quiet or standoffish, please don't take it personally. I'm just processing last night." I said, "Oh hell, I don't know what happened, but if there's anything I can do to help, just yell out. Don't have to do anything alone. I said, okay, you seem busy. Oh, I'll skip to the next one because I'm pretty sure that's what it says on the next one anyway. Need to find goodies. I'm not sure what that was about. Oh, must have been doing something anyway, but that's not important. This part here is, so thanks, beautiful. I'm okay. Trying to get my head around what happened last night. Then had the police rock up to talk about last night in regards to Tamara. I'm just at breaking point. I thought, well, what the fuck? She sent cops to you, your bloody house? Hell no. She said, apparently I made her feel threatened. I have just been given a warning for now, but yeah, not fucking happy. I said, maybe we should send them to her. What am I up to? Number 17, okay. Next picture. Okay. They asked if we wanted them to, because when she was harassing us, they asked us if we wanted them to visit her. Maybe we should have. She says, I was honestly so shocked. I showed them all the messages and explained my side of the story. And they just said, look, we will give you a formal warning, but next time I could be very well be arrested and possibly charged. And because I have a violent history in the past, they are going to take over work. They are going to take her word over mine, she's supposed to say. Now, who knows if that's true as well. Remember, we're talking to a fantastic con artist. I don't know if you want to call it con, but a natural born liar here. So we don't know if that's true or not. I mean, the criminal history and all that, and nobody cares. Alright, so one more picture I can see here. This one here. I spoke and I said, kept walking. I'm not sure what I'm saying here. Okay, I don't have a record. I know Tamara does, and there's been 2 reports about her from us in the last week. It's time to send them on behalf of us. So we too will provide all the crap we've dealt with. I said, what the fuck is wrong with her? She's mentally stupid. No wonder she's got no friends. It's probably the only truth she told me. She literally told me she had no friends. And if she does this to all her friends, I can see why. So Ian asked, was it to do with the P&C? She said it was to do with the canteen subcommittee. She is a fucking mental case, and I said that to the police too. She has lost all control, and now she's trying to take us all down with her. It's a joke. I said, well, that's part of the P&C. Not sure what that part is. Is it over you being boss? Okay, now, then he asked Kayla if she could send us a copy of the police report to use in the mediation. But this police report was never supplied by Kayla. When I asked for the report, Kayla gave all in canteen a Hollywood performance, pretending to cry, saying she was under stress. Ian was there watching and trying to calm her down, telling her what a fantastic person she was. Yes, I know, joke's on us. So, who knows if this report actually ever existed, or even if the story was ever true. Tamara said it never happened. So, instead, Kayla wrote a complaint letter about Tamara for the mediation we had with Tamara on whether her stay in the P&C was appropriate or not after the damage she was causing when she walked out. This was where Tamara started interfering with Ian's work. Now, I do have a little clip here to show you what she was doing. I did send this to Denny, though. I said, look what Tamara did to Ian. Now, it is sideways and it's not important, but it is to a certain degree because this was about the school keys. Now, this here was, she's trying to get him out. All because Ian opened the gate to let all the P&C members out when they were locked in last meeting. So I'm going to next PNC meeting wearing this. Now, it was a t-shirt. I actually don't remember what it was because I don't have the picture with me. But the thing was, she's reporting him because the teachers, none of the staff, no one could get out after the PNC meeting. So Ian, having the gate key because of his job, he lets them out. But that's not good enough for Tamara. She's got to ring up and report him, right? And with all her made-up stories with that too. It was a never-ending battle with that part. But, yeah, so that was the key part. Alright, so let's get another thing clear. Tamara didn't even know Ian. She knew nothing about him. But he was a target for her games, and we don't understand why. You know, her problem was with herself, really. She left on her own accord because she couldn't control anybody. That's not on us, you know. Hell, anyway. Continue with my reading. Kayla had her differences with Tamara. Ian asked if she could write a letter of complaint towards her. Now, she did write a complaint letter in towards for here, but here's Ian asking her. He said, hi my dear, it's Ian here. Are you okay with putting in an official complaint against Tamara with the PNC doing along with me and myself? She says, hey guys, I didn't respond yesterday. More than happy to put in a complaint. Okay, so Kayla agrees to write a complaint. Right. Tamara told us that Kayla was lying to us, so I asked her for proof. Tamara sent in screenshots of her chat with Kayla showing another face of Kayla's, but this one was bad. Now, I am up to almost 25 minutes of this chat, so I'm going to do a part 2 to this so that I can get this up on the internet. So tune in, and the next one's coming up straight away because I haven't stopped yet.